The Golden Heart of Laurentius. In the heart of ancient Rome, amidst marble columns and shadows, lived a young man named Laurentius. He was not a soldier or a senator, but a soul filled with an unyielding light. Recognizing his devotion, the elderly Pope Sixtus II chose him to be a deacon. In a quiet, candle-lit chamber, the Pope placed a hand on the young man's shoulder, charging him with the care of the Church's most precious things. Laurentius accepted the duty with a resolute nod, his eyes reflecting the flickering flames of the altar. As a deacon, Laurentius's days were filled with movement. He managed the offerings given by the faithful, but he did not lock them in a vault. Instead, he hurried through the narrow, dusty back streets of Rome. He brought bread to the hungry and silver to the widows. To Laurentius, every coin was a tool to mend a broken life. He walked with a swift, purposeful stride, his cloak billowing behind him as he navigated the bustling city markets. Darkness soon fell upon the city. The emperor issued a decree to silence the growing faith. One afternoon, while Laurentius was away, Roman guards marched into the catacombs. They found Pope Sixtus II leading a prayer. The soldiers, clad in gleaming, angular armor, seized the old man. There was no trial, only the cold command of the law. The air grew heavy with the scent of damp earth and the metallic tang of unsheathed swords. Laurentius arrived just as the guards were leading Sixtus II away. He wept, not out of fear for himself, but because he could not accompany his mentor. "Where are you going, father, without your son?" he cried. Sixtus II turned back with a peaceful smile, his voice steady. "Do not weep, my son. In 3 days, you will follow me. But first, you have a final task. Protect the treasures of the Church." Word of the Church's treasures reached the ears of the greedy prefect Dacian. He summoned Laurentius to his opulent palace. Sitting upon a high throne, Dacian demanded that the riches be handed over to the empire. "I know your sect hides vast wealth." Dacian sneered, his eyes narrow and calculating. Laurentius remained calm. "Give me 3 days," he replied, "and I shall show you the greatest riches of our Church." For 3 days, Laurentius worked tirelessly. He did not go to secret vaults or hidden chambers. Instead, he went to the slums, the hospitals, and the crumbling tenements. He gathered the blind, the lame, the orphaned, and the forgotten. He told them that today they would be honored. Among them was an elderly man who had lost everything. But in Laurentius's presence, he felt a renewed sense of dignity. On the 3rd day, Laurentius returned to the palace. Prefect Dacian stood at the entrance, expecting wagons filled with gold and jewels. Instead, he saw a massive crowd of the poor, and the suffering led by the young deacon. Laurentius stepped forward and gestured to the people behind him. "Behold," he said, his voice echoing through the courtyard. "These are the true treasures of the Church. They are the gold that never loses its luster." Dacian's face turned a violent shade of red. He felt mocked and humiliated. "You dare present these wretches to me?" he roared. He ordered his guards to prepare a slow and painful end for the deacon. He pointed toward a heavy iron gridiron, beneath which coals were already being stoked into a glowing orange fury. The prefect's anger was cold and sharp, a stark contrast to the warmth of Laurentius's spirit. Laurentius was placed upon the iron bed over the rising heat. Yet a miracle occurred. The pain did not break him. Instead, a supernatural peace settled over his features. The flames seemed to dance around him like golden petals. Looking up at the furious prefect, Laurentius spoke with a touch of divine humor that would be remembered forever. "I am well done on this side. Turn me over and eat." In that moment of sacrifice, the darkness of Rome was pierced by a light that could never be extinguished. Laurentius's soul ascended, leaving behind a legacy that taught the world where true wealth resides. To this day, when the stars fall like sparks across the August sky, people remember the deacon who protected the poor. He proved that the greatest treasure is not what we hold in our hands, but the love we give to others.